Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Diehard 3.75 and in this video we're going to take a look at some Joy Toy figures from the Warhammer 40k line. These are Hive Fleet Leviathan Tyranids.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Okay, let's quickly look at the packaging. We're not going to spend too much time on this. You can see my box, this one got a little damaged. I've been sitting on these guys for quite a while. Been meaning to open them. I've just been so busy. They got lost in the shuffle. Other things came in I was more excited about, so I decided to open those on the channel instead first. I did buy 3 of these, 2 of these guys, 1 of these. Since purchasing these, they've just released a second wave, I guess, of, I think it's this one with the Bone Swordsman with different paint job, I think. There's something different about him, but I potentially would get a few more of these if I really like them to build out a little squad. They look pretty good, pretty standard Joy Toy boxes. This guy, he doesn't come with much. Looks like he comes with a rifle, stand, and looks like a tongue. I'm not even sure what those are, those small little pieces there, but we'll find out. And then of course this guy looks like he comes with the 2 swords, stand, and a something that shoots out of his mouth. Looks like tongue dart. All right, let's get these guys open. All right, so just got these 2 out of package. I want to show you really quickly how they come. They did both come with these clear stands with 1 peg. Nice. I did have a little bit of trouble standing up this guy until I got his legs just right. This guy, he did come, there is a small assembly required. You do have to attach his tail, and mine, unfortunately, one of his hand claws has come off, so I'm going to have to heat that up to put it on. You can see there that peg hole is not very big, and especially noticeable here. That, I don't know how that's coming through on the camera, but that looks like Mission Impossible. That is a huge ball joint. That is not a very big peg hole. I'm going to have to heat that up to get that on there. You can see that is not going to fit easily. So I will have to take that off line here for a second to do that. I did notice too that these 2 small pieces here that this guy comes with, they are tongues. 1 short tongue, 1 long tongue, but I could not get them in. My hands are too big. I do suffer from plaque psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis in my hands. I cannot get that tongue in there. I'll probably have to ask my wife or my son if they could do that for me. But I tried both of them and I couldn't do it. So I'm not sure I'll be able to do that here for this review. But those are 2 separate tongues. This was a tongue dart, and I didn't realize too that these are attached and they are right on there. I thought all 4 of them were swords like this, but they are not. But that's okay. First impression, the paint and the sculpt on these is beautiful, man. It's crazy. It looks so good. So good. This guy's a lot bigger than I thought, and this guy's a lot smaller than I thought. So a little surprise there, each of them. All right, let me warm this guy up and get him all attached, and we'll be right back. All right, got those pieces put on fairly easily, no problem. I did just heat them up under hot water this time. I didn't use a hairdryer. seemed easier to do it with the Insta-Hot. I have an Insta-Hot, so yeah, they went right on. Figure looks great. This tail is bendy, soft rubber. It does appear to have like a wire in it. You can get a pose it in a left or a right or up or down. It doesn't really stay. You can't, it's not completely posable. It does want to sort of get back to its natural shape, but it does move and pose just enough to help you balance the figure because he is quite heavy. So we'll start with this guy since I'm holding him. Beautiful sculpt, man. Beautiful paint. This thing really, really will stand out in your collection. Very strange looking exoskeleton bug guy. Don't know anything about Warhammer 40k. I did build a Tau Empire army, and I do have a good squad of Astra Militarium figures. I've stayed away from the Marines. Not really interested in them. More interested in weird looking aliens like this, or sort of more classic looking soldiers. But this guy is awesome. All of the sort of red plastic is a softer plastic, more rubbery feeling, but all the purple is a hard plastic. But man, he looks great. He looks great. I definitely would like to get a few more of these. I don't think I'll be able to. This guy is quite expensive. This guy's more your average price, so hopefully I can get one or two more of these guys. In a perfect roll, I get two more of those and one more of these, but I'm just not sure I'll be able to do it. But man, I wish I could. And I just might. I might figure out a way to get that done. But you can just see all the sculpting and shading, all the little hooks. Man, this is a great, great figure. So articulation-wise, it does have a ball joint underneath the head, the neck. It does have an articulating jaw. All of the arms, the forearms, are ball-hinged shoulders, elbows, and wrists. He does have a diaphragm ball joint, and I think you can see there. He does have another ball joint at the, I guess, the navel area. So he has like a double crunch. The top one you can turn more left and right. The bottom one doesn't go left and right quite as much. It does have ball hinged hips, ball hinged knee. And I don't know if this is a second knee. Sort of has the anatomy of a horse, but ball hinged here, here, and at the hoof or the ankle. And ball hinge here where the tail connects to the spine, to the back. So this guy has a lot of posability, a lot of options. Darn near perfect figure, I think. Might not be your genre, might not be in your price range, but it doesn't get better than this, I think, when it comes to sculpt, paint, and articulation. Availability, price, yeah, a little bit tougher to stomach, or figure out how you're going to get it. But otherwise, this guy is a lot of fun, and he doesn't feel fragile by any means. This is a player and a poser and a photography. This guy is everything that you would want in a 1/18 scale figure. And the same thing for this guy, but a better price, right? But he is quite a bit smaller. Like I mentioned before, he doesn't stand quite as well, quite as easy. Articulation is a little different as well. He has the ball joint like the big guy underneath the head, but he also has another ball joint at the collarbone. But the arms are the same, and the waist is the same with the diaphragm, but the one at the navel, you don't get as much play out of it. It's more of a swivel, But there is a ball in there, I can tell, because it goes up and down, left and right. I think you can see that there. But you don't get as much out of it, I think, because it's so small. You don't get as much splits out of this guy either. But the leg articulation, hoof articulation's all the same. Tail's the same. He's just got that added point there at the collarbone. But arms, wrists, everything's the same. I've noticed the gun and these swords here, I will attach them. They do have this port here, so they do attach to the body, like so. Great looking figure. Again, I could not get those tongues in though. Just don't have my hands are just too big. Very, very cool. Same idea. You know, the purple, it's all hard plastic. On this guy, the black plastic here, it's more rubbery, a little softer. The nails, the hands, these sort of hooks here. Really good figure though, guys. Really good figure. And these guys are your standard Joy Toy price. I think these guys are about 25 bucks or less if you could find them. This guy, it's I think around 50. So he's a little bit, he's, you know, double the price, double the plastic. This guy's definitely the grunt. You know, I could see maybe just having the one officer, the big guy, and then 3 or 4 of these guys and calling it a day. Man, these guys are cool. Very, very cool. Definitely can recommend them both. These Joy Toy figures, the Warhammer 40k, they do seem to go up in price. They do seem to sell out and get more expensive if you don't get them when they just come out. So if you're on the fence about these guys, I think you got to make a decision pretty quick, just like I'm going to have to. I have to just grab a couple of these while they're still 25 bucks. Man, they look good. The eyes, just menacing figures. Great bad guys. Great bad guys for the collection. Just wish that they stood a little bit better. Really got to get them in a good pose with the tail helping the balance. They do come with stands. I try not to use the stands though. One of those guys that doesn't like to use the stand unless I absolutely have to. So let's try to, I guess you could kind of lean him down like that on his fours there. This guy, let's attach these swords. These swords are awesome. They're huge. Slip right on, and then there's that port. You can see there. So you can have this guy 4-bladed. Let's do the tongue here too. Just plugs right in. Much bigger on this guy than the little guy. Yeah, these are pickups, guys. These are winners. These guys could fit in a lot of stuff, you know. Mostly, you know, sci-fi. But, you know, G.I. Joe tended to have a lot of sci-fi in it, too. Maybe these are experiments. Dr. Mindbender went wrong. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they're just what he wanted. Whoops. Put that back in there. So this guy, he's got everything on him. He's got the 4 swords, the dart coming out of the mouth, out of the tongue. Just a great all-around figure, guys. Perfect. Perfect figure. Near perfect figure. Oh, I should have got his thumb in that hole there. I can see now. There we go. I did it on this side too, yeah. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, he holds all his weapons really well. Nice. Definitely pick up this, guys, if you get a chance. I'm not sure, even if you just got one of these guys and kind of used them like an alien, you know, like from the Alien movies. See that working too. Man, good figures though. Very good. Glad I got them. Hope I can get some more. All right. Let's do a quick size comparison. Wrap this up. Okay, here are the Hive Fleet Leviathan figures with a couple of Eagle Force figures. And I did get this guy to stand up on his hind legs. And I think you can see that even though he's the smaller of the two, he is taller than your average 4-inch 1/18 scale figure. I'd say he's at least 4 1/4, 4.5. So this guy's probably almost 6 inches, if not 6 1/4. But you can see they match up just fine. Okay, and here they are compared to a couple of Star Wars Vintage Collection Mandalorian figures. And you can see here, the Star Wars figures tend to be more 375 rather than 1/18, but they work perfect. And I was thinking as I was posing these guys up, you know, because they are aliens, because they are monsters, these would work just fine with, you know, Marvel Legends or the G.I. Joe Classified or Black Series, because they're aliens, you know, they don't have to be, they could be any size. So I think these guys match up, you know, quite well. Even if, you know, if you're watching my channel, you're probably a 1/18 figure collector, which is great because that's what I am. But I could see these being used for other scales, you know, particularly 112, even the McFarlane 7-inch stuff, because they are so unique looking and they're just monster aliens. But here you can see they match up quite well with 375 figures. Here are the Hive Fleet Leviathans with a couple of G.I. Joe, Hiya Toys, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow figures. And you can see they work just fine. They're perfect. These Hiya Toys G.I. Joe figures are 4 1/4, so perfect size to go with them. In fact, I quite like this. I can definitely see these guys fighting these monsters. Okay, guys, final thoughts. These are great figures. I would pick them up even if you didn't want to army build them. If you just wanted to pick up one guy, this one as a monster to have in, you know, in your world building or whatever it might be, I would definitely pick these up. These are, it's almost as good as it gets at 1/18 when it comes to sculpt, paint, articulation. And I think at $25 or less for this guy, it's a good deal. This one's a little bit harder to, you know, to come up with cost-wise, but definitely worth it. These are pickups, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to pick them up. Let me know if you already have them. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.